Anglers 48 coming to you live from Far Texas. Thank you for joining us. So, what's going on this episode? We're going to be getting ready for some night fishing and some day fishing. So, I'm here. I got the kayak, got the poles, got some of the lures that I am going to be utilizing. Um, I completed a video several days ago. It didn't go as it didn't go as I hoped. It ended up being deleted. Some of my YouTuber friends tried to log on. It wasn't allowing them. But I want to target the red. The red have been very difficult to catch for anglers 48, and they're hitting. They're starting to come in, but the majority of the reds are coming in during the nighttime. Okay, certain anglers were out there this past weekend, and they were doing very well. Este saw one particular angler with several reds right by his vehicle. Beautiful fish, and I was able to hook up onto a trout. Okay, for the second weekend in a row. So obviously, when you fish overnight, certain things take a back seat, right? You have to be more stationary. You have to play the waiting game where you are using live mullet or dead mullet. Okay. I try not to move around too much when I am night fishing. When I do Port Mansfield, I like to stay not too close to the shore, but around the shore, and cast out. And about a year or so ago, I was able to do really well with some reds. So yeah, I wanna get into the reds. I wanna be able to do some type of cookout during the football games, and as the temperature starts to cool down, and I want to be able to, on our first cool front, I want to be able to do a fish shoot. Okay, so I want to have some nice fish heads, some red fish heads, to be able to do some type of fish cookout. Now, my partner in crime, Tony, may not be joining me as the overnight fishing, but I'm sure to see anglers out there slaying those redfish. I want to send some shout outs to my friend Izzy Salt Life. He was able to slay some nice fish. You got a beautiful 30-inch redfish. Go ahead and check out his channel. Watch him slay that redfish. It was just pulling drag big time. Very important content that he puts up. So, what am I going to be utilizing? What I do, guys, I've been fishing for a very long time, and we often go through leaders like crazy. Okay, we either lose them on something that it gets caught on, or we lose them because the fish broke away with it. So what I like to do is I buy this thread right here. It's a 50-pound thread. All right, you're looking at about $8, 50 pounds. And do I have a reel where I'm gonna use this? No, I utilize this to make leaders. Okay, fishing leaders. So I only use one hook on the leaders that I make, and it's really helpful when it's a very difficult to land a fish. You may not be able to net it. You can reach down, grab the 50-pound leader, and pull that red up. Right. So anything other than the 50 pounds, you may lose the fish. So this is the finished product, guys. It's a single leader, right? And it's off of a 50-pound test line. Okay, 1 ounce weight, and then I got a Chinese hook right there. With something like this, you're good to go. Obviously, it would have been better to have two hooks, right? Double the chance. But when you are using light tackle, when you are using light reels, single hook works best, right? Now, if you have your pen reel and you have your pen rod, big rod, then two hooks, that's gonna be a plus right there. So yeah, I'm gonna utilize that right there. I'm gonna have 3 poles in the water. Once again, when I head out there, I may see some anglers in the water already. If you are not familiar with Port Mansfield has many places, many spots, good spots, key spots where you are gonna find some fish. It just depends where you want to fish. If you want to be dry, right? You can fish off the pier in the park, in the new park. If you want to fish dry, once again, you have the rocks inside the park. There's a lot of banks that you can fish off of. You have the harbor, right? You can fish off the harbor. Again, you're dry. Now, if you want to get wet, right, then you have the North Shore, the north side of town, and the south side of town. Okay. So, once again, I am going to be going on the kayak. It is a Pelican Catch 100 right there. Once again, I'm going to cast out the lines and leave them there. I'm going to try to utilize live bait, live finger mullet, live pinfish, and have these fish swimming around. Now, if I get into where it's a bigger size mullet, I have been known to put up to a 7-inch mullet. I put a 7-inch mullet one time on my popping cork, casted it out, and I was able to get a 32-inch speckled trout. Let me take that back. At 32 inches, the specks were gone. I had to look very closely to, what type of fish it was. So, yeah, it ended up being a trout, but at 32 inches, the specks were gone. Maybe one or two were still there, but specks, no specks on this fish. Now, I am going to fish several hours overnight. Let's see what happens. About 3 weeks ago, I was able to do some fishing in Port Mansfield. I fished for about an hour and change, and in the dark, and I didn't catch anything. It looked promising, but I do have several sources that indicate that the reds are back, right? They're back, and as soon as daybreak comes up, they're not going to be as abundant as they are overnight. Now, my success, once again, as of the last couple of weeks, has been utilizing the tandem rig right here, tandem rig, and I haven't really liked the weather the last couple of weekends. And what I'm talking about is that seaweed that's on top of the water, to the degree below the water. And once again, if you don't have weedless jigs, then you're gonna have it's gonna be a challenge. And I don't have weedless jigs. I need to get into those weedless jigs. Once again, if you do have those weedless jigs, your fishing is going to be a whole lot smoother. But yeah, and I love fan casting. I'm a fan of fan casting. You pick an area, and you are waiting, right? You throw left, middle, right, and then you can do it like the clock, right? Throw intervals. And I'm gonna tell you a story. This angler, who I met about a week or two ago. He indicated that he wanted to do some kayaking on the North Shore, on the north side of town, and that angler reported that he got into the red trout and flounder. He was able to get a Texas slam, and he indicated that he used the tandem rig. Okay. He indicated that he used the tandem rig there. So once again, I hope if you have any comments, go ahead and type them in there, guys. I would greatly appreciate any questions. If you have fished certain areas and okay. All right. If you have fished certain areas, all right, LPZ, right here. This gentleman, his name is Mr. Luna, right? Mr. Luna. He saw the jig, and he was able to get a jig, right? I made my own. All right, I made my own. I keep losing these. The ones you buy at the store, it's not 50 pounds like what I'm using. They're a lot lighter, right? And if you have a 20-pound leader, if you have 20-pound weight, you can use that one. I use a 50, and I can throw it a mile. You know, not really, but I can throw it a mile and just work it. If you have a jig and you're casting out, and you're not casting out too far, the chances of you catching something are not very good, right? But if you can cast it out super far and start working it, your chances improve. Now, if you're throwing a lure, a single lure, the chances of you getting something are, okay, if there's fish out there. But if you have two of them, if you have a tandem rig, the chances of getting a strike drastically improve, because the fish, I don't know, once again, I don't know what the fish thinks, but the fish may think, hey, I'm going to save less energy. There's two of them there. I have a better chance. I'm more successful with two of them. So and once again, Moreno's angler uses the tandem rig. He's been doing really well with it. So Moreno, hi Moreno anglers, I hope you're doing well. So I have the tandem rig. I also have this lure right here that I will be using. This is similar to the saltwater assassin that Izzy Salt Life uses. Okay, not identical, similar. And there was one particular day where I was successful with it, but I haven't been too successful with it as of late. The last 2 weeks, I have not been successful with it. Once again, I want to send a shout out to Mr. Tony Gonzalez for donating this top water to the channel. When I start seeing big time blowups on the surface, I will have this one ready. I'm gonna have this one ready. Well, my favorite weight. Well, I'm not gonna get into ounces, LPZ. I'm not gonna get into ounces. I'm not gonna get into sizes. This, quite honestly, to a degree, is a little heavy for my taste. These jigs are a little too heavy for my taste, quite frankly. But the jigs that I was using, which are super deadly in the water, I don't have anymore. I haven't been able to go and get new ones, right? And the colors that I'm recommending are the white and yellow. The combination white and yellow. You have other combinations, pink and yellow and different other colors, white and yellow. Those two are supreme. Okay, but as far as the weight LPZ, I want to be able to have something that I can cast fairly far, and with some of the winds that we've experienced in the past, if you have something that's super light, you're not gonna get it out there. And this is where the thing is, unless you are fishing with supreme line, you're gonna start getting memory on your fishing line, right? If you have supreme line, like those that line that's like 15, 20, $30, you don't get any memory on those, right? Thank you, LPZ. But with this right here, with this amount of weight, I can cast it out a country mile. I'm not getting any knots on the top of my fishing pole, and I am being somewhat successful. Now, my recommendation of LPZ is look into, if you haven't been using it, look into getting those weedless jigs. I know that a place in Harlingen has them. 7-Day Addiction in Edinburgh may have them. Don't even go to Academy, they don't have them. Bass Pro may have some, but I don't believe that they have any in stock right now. You can make your own. You can make your own. Chartreuse is key, right? If you have chartreuse, if you have a complete white paddle tail, that lure will be effective. Once again, they love the white. Okay. Now, gels like Procure, I have two of them right here. I have the Procure inshore saltwater gel. Not as effective. I thought this one, I got very disappointed with this one. Haven't been doing well. Now this one right here, the Procure Mullet, I've been doing really well with the Procure Mullet. So if you are in the store, once again, Academy is falling behind with merchandise. You know, they don't keep up. This is a pretty good one. If it's a grind getting into the fish, take something like this, and that's gonna be a plus, right? Put some on your lure, and let's see what happens. It has been working for me. The Mullet, not the saltwater super gel, not this one. This one hasn't. I haven't been too successful with that one. Now, I do want to be able to hit Arroyo City. It hasn't been in the cards. I'm looking at hitting Arroyo City within the next 2 weeks, either on kayak or on the boat. Once again, I want to get into those reds, and it's the best time. It's gonna be tomorrow or tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Kayak, very important. I see some anglers that are getting into kayaking. Mr. Luna, he was in a kayak. He was paddling, and nothing against a paddle kayak, but if you can invest on acquiring a motor, a trolling motor, that would be awesome. Okay, not many people want to take a chance and head out to the water and have to walk the kayak back. Okay, I've been in situations where it gets pretty bad when I'm out there in the water, but it's a breeze for the kayak. And by the same token, there things can go wrong. The propeller can break. The pin or the propeller can break. The battery can seize. There can be a short. Anything can happen, right? So it's something to think about, guys. If you don't like getting wet, we have waders. There's a wade suit. You can get one of those. My partner Graham Tony on Amazon, he ordered one of those that goes up to your waist. So he gets in there. If it's safety, yeah, that's a major concern, right? You can look at some of the videos. You can look for educational videos to kind of show you what to do or what not to do on a kayak. So yeah, and these are some of the posts that I have. The first one that I'm going to show you, that's the one that I'll be mostly using. Okay. First, we're going to look at the rod. All right. This is a Daiwa rod. You're looking at about maybe $40. Okay. I'm not too crazy about just purchasing single rods. You know, anytime I make a purchase, I try to get a combo. You know, sometimes you save money that way. But I saw this rod right here and fell in love with it. 7-foot rod. It's somewhat stiff. I don't like rods that are too flimsy. Just for the simple reason that when you want to set the hook, if it's got a lot of plague, you're gonna lose that fish because you think you set it, but then the rod gives and you lost it. Right. So, but if it's somewhat stiff, you're good to go, guys. Daiwa 7-foot rod. Okay. Now the reel is a Creed LTD 3000 right there. It's a very good reel at Academy. The cosmetics, nothing to brag about. The cosmetics, it peels apart, corrodes a little bit, but the inside, the bearings and stuff, they're really, really good, really smooth. I went ahead and retired the Fluger. One of the pins in the reel broke, and yeah, that was it for the Fluger. I would, like I said, I would recommend the Fluger for any of you interested in getting a reel. Now, if you're going and all you're doing is casting and reeling, the wear on the reel. Hang on, guys. I live close to the airport, so okay. Yes, if you cast and you're reeling and casting, throwing, you know, it's gonna get a lot of wear. It's not gonna last you very long. Okay, so that's why you have to get a very good reel. If you cast and leave it there, it's gonna last you quite a bit of time because you're not working it. You know, there's not a whole lot of wear on that reel. The next reel that I'm going to be looking at is the Shimano right here. Shimano FX C3000. Shimano FX C3000. If I'm not mistaken, this reel was $20, guys. $20. And Shimano makes really good reels. You know, hats off to Shimano, guys. So $20. I'm not sure. I haven't been to Academy. I don't know if they still have these, but $20, guys. I have this Shimano reel on my Creed LTD rod. Okay, so I'm using my favorite rod with that other reel. And if you have any questions or comments, guys, if you've gone fishing and you have some stories, go ahead and share them with me, guys. If you have caught some fish and you've had some action, please share those with me as well. Okay, so once again, this is the FXC 3000 Shimano Reel. The other reel and rod that I'm gonna bring up, this is the Smash. Yeah, this is the Smash rod right here. It's a loose rod. Izzy, thank you for joining us, Izzy. This is Izzy South Life. Check out his channel, guys. Once again, very important as the information that Mr. Izzy South Life shares. Thank you for joining us, Izzy. We're getting ready for some overnight fishing and for some daytime fishing. And it's nighttime versus daytime. What do you guys like? Do you guys like the nighttime or the daytime? Now, some people may argue. I'll go back to the reel. Some people may make the argument, well, I don't like to fish overnight because, that's when I get my sleep or the bugs, are very active, But if you go with somebody else, right? You keep each other company. You're chatting, you're fishing, you're living the life. The nighttime is gonna go by like this. Finally caught one of your live streams. Cool. I was bound to get something right. I'll get better at this. How many of you guys have ever done a live feed? I've done several. I did one at the island. I did a couple of them here at my home. So I'm learning as you guys are learning, right? So yeah, beautiful red. It's been a long minute since I've caught a red, guys. A very long minute. I see Real Simple 63 getting into the reds a couple of weeks ago. Man, beautiful species that he was catching there. So once again, man, I want to be able to experience, something overnight, something spectacular. The last time, let me tell you a story. The last time that I was there, I was wearing some oversized an oversized wading suit. I was wearing an oversized wading suit, fishing overnight. I thought I knew the North Shore. Big mistake, man. I was trying to throw the net, and I ended up drinking water. I almost ruined my key remote, my phones. They got wet. Terrible experience. Oh, hi, Tony. Thank you for tuning in, Tony. Thanks for the top water, Tony. Yeah, so I'm throwing the net. What an idiot. I'm throwing the net. Can I say idiot? Yeah. I was throwing the net, and I drank water. I was by myself. I started getting really scared. I thought I was going to drown in like 3 feet of water, 2 feet of water. The fish that I caught, because first I composed myself. I was more worried that I wasn't going to be able to get home because my key remote got damaged or something. I was more worried about that than anything else. Long story short, I catch a fish. It's a keeper red. And I'm like, at least I caught something, right? At least I caught something. And you would figure that somebody who goes fishing and ties knots a lot would do a good job in making a knot on the stringer. As I was about to make a video, I grabbed the stringer, pull it up, and I pulled the stringer out of the red's mouth. So right there, I knew I was licked. Right? There was more fishing to do. and I just called it quits, right? So, yeah. So we don't want days like that. So we're gonna go. I'm not gonna cast net in the water. I'm gonna cast my poles out with mullet. Okay, either dead or alive, possibly some finger mullets. And yeah, so going back to the fishing pole right here, this is a loose fishing pole. I don't know if you guys have experienced loose fishing reels. Loose is very, very disappointing. The bearings that loose uses are terrible. Very, very once again, very disappointed in this product. Okay, the rods, I've gotten some compliments on the rods that loose uses, but as far as the quality, no, terrible. Okay, so this is a Shimano right here. Not as good as the other Shimano that I showed you, but that's a Shimano Reel. It's the 2500 HG Shimano right there. Not as impressive as the other Shimano that I showed you. And the other reel is right here. First, this is the other Daiwa. I have two Daiwas, two 7-foot Daiwas right here. And this is the loose spinning reel, the Smash. It's not a reel that I would feel comfortable using. Casting and reeling. No, no. You want to have fun when you're out there, when you're slaying a nice fish like the one Izzy caught, that 30-inch. Este, and it's grinding and it's giving you fits. Forget it. It's like I want to just throw it in the water. Okay, so but it's good enough. It's good enough to cast out there and just leave it there for something to bite. Right. That's the only thing that it's good for. The bearings, they're not fit for somebody like us that likes to go and we're casting and reeling, casting and reeling. It's not fit for people like that. It's fit for people who like to go, cast out the line, and leave it there. Okay, to see if something bites. That's what it's good for. Okay, now when you're out on the water, you want to be able to be well. You want to practice safety, obviously. Wear some type of device where you're gonna be illuminated. You don't want to have somebody that's not paying attention to what they're doing go and run into you or cause any type of damage. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna wrap things up. Thanks for those of you who are who had tuned in. Greatly appreciate it. When you're out on the water, if you see me, you can say hi. I would appreciate it. You're always gonna notice Anglers 48 because I have my American flag displayed back there, and I'm usually moving via trolling motor. Okay, right there. So I do have some other videos that explain how to put a mount on the boat, and I also talk about how to the things you need when you go out on the water, guys. I'm gonna do a Facebook Live in a few minutes. So just I have certain people that follow me on Facebook, so I will do a Facebook Live just to be able to once again promote the channel. If you guys are new and you haven't subscribed, please help Anglers out. Hit that subscribe button just to help the channel grow. Comment and share. Once again, greatly appreciated, guys. From far Texas, Anglers 48 signing off. Once again, thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe and comment. share and hit the like button.